Okay, today we'll be practicing Trikonasana, triangle pose. And for the warm-up, let's just begin with extending up, dropping the feet, turning the palms out as if you're pushing down seawater. Turn the palms up, lift up. And from the back, you'll see you want to squeeze the upper back, rotate the shoulders, come on up, down, and next we'll grab the fingers behind and pull the knuckles down, lift the head up. So from the side, it looks like this. So notice I'm not pushing the hips forward. Keep the hips straight and strong. And from the front, lifting up, stretching the whole channel, the middle channel. Roll the shoulders. And let's flip the wrists, like seaweed arms. Turn the head to the right, to the left, and straight. So, the basic pose in yoga is Tadasana. Feet are wide. You collect as much real estate as possible on the soles of the feet. Okay? You lift the shin bone up out of the ankle. How do you do that? By activating the inner arch and also the outer arch. So the outer arch of the foot is right here. Okay? So it's right under the ankle. So if you lift the inner arch, everybody knows their inner arch, and the outer arch, spread the toes. You feel the quadriceps. The kneecaps just move up. This is the eyelid of the groin is open versus closed. So you open the eyelid of the groin, move the navel slightly back. So you always want to feel firmness here. And the pubic bone moves the energy up towards the collarbone. Collarbone sideways. Squeeze the upper back. So when we do the triangle, we want to have a similar sensation. So we will begin triangle. How far do you put the legs apart? We're going to use a chair today. And for those of you who you might want to put a block there just in case. Okay? So how far, if you want to use and actually measure your leg, so my leg's about 30 inches. Ideally, your feet from the heel to the toe are 30 inches, as long as your leg. For some people, this may be unsteady feeling, and you might want to go a little narrower, but ideally, that's the length. Okay? So we're going to put the right foot under the chair, the seat of the chair. And the left foot is turned in 15 degrees. I'm still lifting that outer arch and the inner arch. So my kneecaps are moving up. The eyelids of my groins are open. Same as Tadasana, pushing the energy up. Then we're going to reach for the chair. Okay? So here we want to push the ribs down. The reason we push the ribs down is to move this hip back. Okay? So what is happening here, this hip is moving down, but the diaphragm band moves up. Okay? So this hip moving down, this up. And I look up. Now, we hold this pose for a minute. Where is the brain? The brain in the pose is the back heel. So you want to be able to feel the back heel Move this rib in, move this hip back. Alternately, you can put your hand lower and breathe. So you hold this pose for a minute. You can time yourself when you repeat the pose. And when you come up from the back, using your back leg and your arm. And now we'll do the left side. This time, again, if you want to measure your leg, I know mine is 30. So I'm going to put my heel up there at 1 and my big toe back here at 30. And extend like the drawing. Michelangelo drawing in the circle, the golden mean. Okay, so this time I'm going to ask you to move back, just a different way to practice, so that your left hip is against the wall. Okay, and we're going to, again, so ideally, what happens is the spine stays straight. So when you enter the pose, if this is your pelvic bowl, you're not bending the spine, but moving the pelvic bowl sideways. So the spine can extend in the same way that it extends when you're standing straight. Okay, so my left hip is against the wall. This hip, the energy is moving down. Here, the action is moving up. The brain is in the back heel. My head is over my foot, and I'm extending, lengthening the spine. So a lot of people will maybe try to reach down lower, but this is the expense, that you're not really stimulating the spine, the hips, and the shoulders. You're actually crunching the vertebrae, which is, if you have osteoporosis, is not a good idea. You want to pull the vertebrae apart from each other, create space between each vertebrae, work the legs, meaning lift the arches so that you feel the kneecaps moving up towards your quadriceps. The brain is in the back heel. Lengthen the spine. Is the neck spine in line with the back spine? So it's not down, it's not up, it's in line. If you want, you can turn and look at your fingers, or just, if you're just a beginner, just look straight ahead to come up, push into the back heel, and pull the back hand up, turn forward and down. So yesterday I had a bit of difficulty with my equipment, so today I'm trying new equipment. Hopefully it all worked out okay and I'm not going to have to re-record. So tomorrow we'll do Virabhadrasana 2.